Good morning, Mom. Good morning, classmate. Today I'm going to present my reporting in Mythology and Folklore about the love story of Apollo and Daphne, Pyramus and Thisbe, Cyphalus and Procris. First, we have here Apollo and Daphne. But before that, we have to know who is Daphne. And Daphne was a Naiad nymph in Greek mythology. Naiads were minor goddesses associated with fountains, wells, springs, and other types of fresh water bodies. So si Daphne, isa na siya ka Naiads, is a goddess of fountain, well, spring, and other types of freshwater bodies. So Daphne was born a Naiad or freshwater nymph to the river god Peneus and the nymph Crucia. So si Daphne, ang iyang father is Peneus, which is the god of river, and also her mother was a nymph named Crucia. So Daphne had three siblings, which is Menippe, Stilbe, and Hephaestus. She is a granddaughter of Gaia on her maternal side, and as well as Oceanus and Tethys on her paternal side. So Daphne is a symbol of immortality, while laurel symbolizes victory. So karon madiscuss na siya why Daphne turned into a laurel tree. But next we have here Apollo. Apollo, the Greek god of sun and light. So we're all familiar with Apollo kay he is very well known sa Greek gods and goddesses. So Apollo has been recognized as a god of archery, music and dance, truth and prophecy, healing and diseases, the sun and light, poetry, and more. So generally, si Apollo is doara na sa iya tanan. And Apollo is considered to be the most Greek of all gods. So siya ang pinaka the gods of all gods. So Apollo was an immortal and powerful god. He had many special powers, including the ability to see into the future and power over light. He could also heal people or bring illness and diseases. So we can see that Apollo is very powerful god, kikabalo siya kung ano ang future, and also pwede siya makahatag or makakwa sang diseases, no? And Apollo is the son of Zeus and Leto. His twin sister is Artemis, the goddess of moon and Dahan. Apollo pursuing Daphne. Daphne, a beautiful mountain nymph, had a bad luck of attracting the affection of Apollo, the god of reason, music, and poetry. Apollo was returning from slaying a monster named Python when he saw Cupid. So, samtang gapapuli si Apollo from slaying a monster, which is Python, named Python, nakita niya na si Cupid. Apollo bragged to Cupid that his bow was bigger than Cupid's. So, dala na doon ginisaan ni Apollo si Cupid nga mas dako ko ng iyang bow kaysa kay Cupid. Angered by the insult, Cupid shot him with a golden love arrow, causing Apollo to fall in love with the first person he saw. So, tungod nga doon na insulto si Cupid, ang hinimo ay ginshot niya si Apollo sang golden love arrow nga kung sino ang first makita ni Apollo, dira siya maluyag-luyag isang todo. So, Cupid then shot Daphne with a lead-tipped arrow, causing her to be impervious to love. So, on the other hand, si Cupid ginshot din naman si Daphne sang arrow, causing her to be impervious to love. And at that moment, Apollo caught sight on Daphne. First nakita ni Apollo si Daphne. He was out of hunting and fell in love. Dra na siya dahil naluyag siya kay Daphne. But Daphne was not interested. He began to chase her. Pero si Daphne wala siya na interesar sa kay Apollo. Dra na nagsugod nga daw ginalagas-lagas ni Apollo si Daphne. Daphne, a superb athlete, tried to run away, but she was no match for Apollo. He was close behind when she reached her father, the river god Penus. So, nagdalaga na si Daphne kaya nagapalayo siya sa kay Apollo. But at that time, na-reach ni Daphne ang iya father, which is Penus, the god of river. Hearing her cries for help, Penus quickly transformed Daphne into a laurel tree. Katungod nagapangayo bulig si Daphne, kin-turn ni Penus, ni sa iyang father, si Daphne into a laurel tree para guro nga hindi na siya mahilabtan ni Apollo. Seeing the havoc it caused, little Cupid hides behind Daphne's white robes. Apollo reached the tree and still enamored with Daphne. He mourned. As Ovid wrote in the Metamorphoses, "Fairest of maidens, you are lost to me, but at least you shall be my tree. With your leaves, my victors shall wreath their brows. You shall have your part in all my triumphs. Apollo and his laurel shall be joined together wherever songs are sung and stories told." So next we have Pyramus and Thisbe. Pyramus is a character that appears in the work Metamorphoses by the Roman poet Ovid. He lived in Babylon and was the lover of Thisbe, both living in connected houses but being forbidden to marry by their parents who were rivals. Pyramus and Thisbe are two lovers in the city of Babylon who occupy connected houses. Their respective parents, driven by rivalry, forbid them to wed. So, si Pyramus and Thisbe nang magtupad balay sila. So, they are walls apart lang. So, no, nang wala sila ginsugtan nga magpakasal or gina-forbid sila bala nga mag-marry, kahit tungod ng ilang parents is rivals. And through a crack in one of the walls, they whisper their love for each other. So, dira lang sila ga-express sa ilang love sa crack nga ara sa ilang wall, sa ilang dingding, dira sila ga-hutikanay. They arrange to meet near a tomb under a mulberry tree and state their feelings for each other. So that moment, nagplan si Pyramus and Thisbe nga magkitaay sila dito sa may lapit sa tomb sa dalumsang mulberry tree, para dito sila mag-express sa ila love sa isa kag isa. Thisbe arrives first, but upon seeing the lioness with a bloody mouth from a recent kill, she flees, leaving behind her cloak. When Pyramus arrives, he is horrified at the seeing of Thisbe's cloak. The lioness had torn it and left traces of blood behind, as well as its tracks. So, una nga nag-abot sa ilang meeting place si Thisbe. Kag that moment, nakita niya ang isa ka lion nga may dugo sa iyang baba. Tikitungod na kulbaan si Thisbe nung nagdalagan siya kag nabili niya ang iyang cloak. And after that, dugay-dugay nag-abot naman si Pyramus kag he felt horrified sang nakita niya ang cloak ni Thisbe. Kag dra siya na huna-una nga bas iging kaon siya sang isa ka lion. So, assuming that wild beast has killed her, Pyramus kills himself, falling on his sword, a typical Babylonian way to commit suicide, and it turns flushing blood out of white mulberry leaves. So, that moment, no, kay tungod nga tabi ni Pyramus napatay na si Thisbe, nugin nag-suicide si Pyramus gamit ang iya nga sword. Ginbuno iya sa iya kaugalingon, no? And Pyramus' blood stained the white mulberry fruit, turning them dark. No, kag ang ligad gali ang mulberry fruit, ang iya nga bunga is color white. No, so that time, no, tungod nga nag-turn na siya into dark kay tungod nga nabasyahan sang blood ni Pyramus ang ina nga white mulberry fruit. So Thisbe returns, eager to tell Pyramus what had happened to her. But she finds Pyramus' dead body under the shade of mulberry tree. So nagbalik to dayon si Thisbe. Kag gusto niya tani ihamba kung ano natabo sa kay Pyramus. But nakita niya si Pyramus nga nga patay na. Kag kay nag-suicide si Pyramus kay nagkatabi niya na kimpatay si Thisbe sang wild beast. So Thisbe, after praying to their parents and the gods to have them buried together, and a brief period of mourning, stabs herself with the same sword. In the end, the god listens to Thisbe's lament and forever changed the color of the mulberry fruit into a stained color to honor forbidden love. Pyramus and Thisbe proved to be faithful lovers to each other until the very end. So at that time, no, ano man si Thisbe, nagdesisyon man siya nga mag-suicide na lang man. Kagin patay man ang iya kaugalingon. Ginstab man with the same sword nga gingamit ni Pyramus sa iya kaugalingon. So ang color sang mulberry, no, nag-turn into stained of blood kay dra na tungod sa forbidden love ni Pyramus and Thisbe nga nag-show nga they are faithful lovers until the very end. So last we have here Cyphalus and Procris. So who is Cyphalus? Cyphalus in Greek mythology, the son of Hermes, and Hyr's daughter of Cyphalus, the king of Athens. Cyphalus and Phocis was a mortal prince in Greek mythology, famous for being the husband of Procris, the Athenian princess. At one time, Cyphalus was the owner of legendary hunting dog Lailops, also a command of Theban general Amphitryon. So, si Cyphalus, owner na siya sang hunting dog Lailops dito sa the time of Greek mythology. So, Procris, an Athenian princess, a mortal princess of Greek mythology who was married to Cyphalus, a daughter of King Erechtheus of Athens and Prasetia. So her siblings are Orethia, Crusa, Chonia, Omios, Metyun, Pandoros, and Cecrops. So, in Greek mythology, Cyphalus and Procris are a very young couple, newly married, whose love was destined to end in tragedy. So, in Greek mythology, si Cyphalus and Procris was a newly young married couple. So, Aurora, the goddess of dawn, fell in love with Cyphalus. So, may-ari na di nga may naluyag sa kay Cyphalus, which is Aurora, the goddess of dawn. He rejected her and she retaliated by planting in him seeds of suspicion concerning his wife's faithfulness. So tungod nga gin-reject ni Cyphalus si Aurora kay tungod niya naluyagan niya si Procris, do gintamnan siya sang suspicious si Cyphalus concerning his wife's faithfulness para magkaroon siya bala ng doubt sa iyang asawa. So may araman isa ka tower, isa ka Greek god nga naluyag sa kay Procris nga naghimo-himo storya nga ginhambalan ni si Procris nga si Cyphalus kuno may ginaistorya nga iban nga babae. To discover the truth, Procris followed her husband into the forest and hid in the bushes. So para nga mabalaan ni Procris kung nandun tuod, ginsundan niya ang iyang husband nga si Cyphalus nga sa forest while hunting, no? Kag nanago si Procris in the bushes. Cyphalus, hearing the rustling of leaves, threw his spear and killed his wife. Kay tungod niya si Cyphalus is isa ka hunter, no? Sa nakabati siya sang rustling of leaves, no, ginhabuyan niya sang spear ang sa dira nga part kung sa diin nga naga-rust ang leaves kag naiguan na gid ang iya nga wife kag dira napatay si Procris. So thank you mom, thank you classmate, that will be all in my reporting. Thank you.